As you reach the age of 60 and beyond, who will be there to support you through thick and thin? When you're younger, it might feel like the answer is clear. Your family, your closest friends, the folks you've known for ages. But when you hit 60, the world begins to take on a new perspective. Life has a way of changing, doesn't it? People get caught up in their own worlds, priorities shift, and before you know it, you start to see that the support system you once counted on might not be as dependable as you had imagined. In this video, we're going to explore 6 key pillars that prove to be more reliable than family as we age. This isn't about shutting people out, it's about recognizing where true stability lies and ensuring you're not left exposed when you need help the most. By establishing a solid foundation rooted in these 6 pillars, you unlock the security and independence that will help you navigate life's challenges with confidence. Stick around until the end, because these 6 pillars could really shift your perspective on support, and once you grasp them by the end, you'll never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. All right, let's dive in. The first pillar is your financial stability. Your most dependable support isn't a person, it's your financial independence. While money might not guarantee happiness, it certainly provides security, freedom, and peace of mind. As you grow older, it becomes clear that depending on family for financial support isn't really a solid plan. It's more of a gamble. Your kids are busy with their own lives, managing their own expenses, and taking care of their own families. Even when they care for you a lot, they might not always be able to lend a hand when you really need it. Imagine Richard, a 72-year-old guy who always thought his kids would be there for him if he ever ran into financial difficulties. He was there for them during college, lending a helping hand with money when they needed it, and always picking up the phone when they reached out. However, when an unforeseen medical issue wiped out his savings, he reached out to his kids for assistance, only to discover that they were grappling with their own mortgages, bills, and financial hurdles. Not because they didn't care, but because life can be quite unpredictable. That's why having financial stability is one of the best foundations you can create for support. It's not about having a lot of money, it's about being ready for whatever comes your way. It's all about being prepared for emergencies, having a reliable source of income, and knowing how to handle your finances so you can stand on your own 2 feet without needing to rely on anyone else. If you're in your 60s or older, it's a good moment to think about whether you have enough savings to handle any unexpected costs that might come your way. Am I set for a secure retirement income? Have I taken steps to reduce financial risks that might leave me in a tough spot? If the answer is no, it's time to take action right away. Discover how to manage your budget effectively, steer clear of unnecessary debt, and invest in opportunities that will provide lasting stability. At the end of the day, your financial security is that reliable friend that sticks by you, no matter what challenges life throws your way. The second pillar is all about your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or support from others can replace: your health. Once you hit 60, your body can turn into your best friend or your toughest challenge. You can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health takes a turn for the worse, your freedom can slip away. While family may care deeply about you, they can't do the exercising for you, choose the right foods for you, or halt the effects of aging on your behalf. The responsibility is all yours. Many folks overlook their health, thinking that when the time comes, someone will step in to help them out. But here's the thing, even when your family cares about you, they've got their own lives to live. They might not have the time, energy, or capacity to take on the role of your caregiver. Relying on others to take care of your well-being can really make you feel like you're not in control. That's why putting your health first today is one of the best investments you can make for your future. Meet Carl, a 68-year-old guy who was once full of life and energy in his younger days, but after retiring, he found himself slipping into a more laid-back lifestyle. He thought he had all the time in the world to get back in shape, but before he realized it, his energy started to fade, his mobility took a hit, and even the simplest tasks became a challenge. His kids would drop by whenever they could, but they just couldn't make it every single day to lend a hand. In the end, he came to understand that if he truly wanted to keep his independence, he needed to take charge of his health. No waiting until tomorrow, no putting it off until next year, but taking action right now. You don't need to train like a pro, but those little, steady efforts can really add up in a big way. Get moving every day, choose foods that energize you rather than drag you down, and make sure to take your checkups seriously. If you've been brushing off warning signs, those persistent aches, trouble walking, or shifts in your energy levels, it's time to pay attention and not push them aside any longer. Your future self will appreciate every healthy choice you make today. Remember, at the end of the day, your greatest support system isn't just your kids, siblings, or friends. It's your own strength, activity, and capability that truly matter. By focusing on your health today, you'll find that you won't need to depend on others as much down the road. If you're still with me in this video and enjoying these insights, drop a comment with the number 2 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss any of our videos. All right, let's keep going. The third pillar is all about your social circle. One of the biggest mistakes folks tend to make as they age is shutting themselves off from others. Sometimes it happens gradually. Friends relocate, loved ones depart, and before you realize it, your social circle has shrunk to a size you never expected. Without strong friendships, loneliness can sneak up on us, and that loneliness, particularly after 60, can be quite perilous. It impacts not only your feelings, but also your health, your mental clarity, and even how long you might live. It's easy to think that family will always be around to share moments with you, but let me share a little truth with you. Your kids are busy with their own adventures. They juggle careers, families, and responsibilities that keep them on their toes. They might care for you a lot, but they can't be the only ones you turn to for companionship. That's why having a strong social network is one of the key pillars of support. The folks who reach out to see how you're doing, the ones who crack you up, and those who light up your life with their energy. These relationships aren't just nice to have, they're essential. Take a look at someone like Margaret, a 73-year-old woman who has always leaned on her family for companionship. She had 2 sons who loved her dearly, but as time passed, they got caught up in their jobs and the demands of raising their own kids. They kept calling, but the daily visits and weekend get-togethers started to happen less often. Margaret began to feel a bit lonely as she waited for phone calls that didn't always arrive. Then she decided to make a change. She began reaching out to old friends, getting involved in a community group, and even exploring new hobbies that brought her into contact with new faces. Out of the blue, her life became a tapestry of conversations, bursts of laughter, and a newfound sense of purpose. She found her sense of connection without needing to rely on her family. She created that bond all on her own: friendships, community groups, and even casual acquaintances offer something truly invaluable, a sense of belonging. Whether it's a neighbor you strike up a conversation with, a book club you join, or a group at your local gym, having people in your life beyond your family builds a solid foundation of emotional strength. The connections you make today will provide you with valuable support in the future. Take a moment to think about the people you have in your life at this very moment. Is that something that brings you joy? If things aren't making sense, it might be a good idea to broaden your horizons. At the end of the day, having a solid social network goes beyond just having people around you. It's all about surrounding yourself with those who uplift you, remind you of your value, and enhance every chapter of your life. Pillar 4, your sense of purpose. One of the most often overlooked sources of support in life isn't another person, it's actually your own sense of purpose. Once you hit 60, a lot of folks begin to notice a change. The roles that once brought meaning to life, like being a parent, a worker, or a caregiver, begin to diminish. As retirement arrives, kids spread their wings, and life takes on a more leisurely rhythm. Without a clear sense of direction, it's all too easy to feel invisible, unneeded, or even a bit lost. The reality is, even with all the love your family has for you, they can't provide you with your purpose. You've got to create that for yourself. Waking up each morning with a purpose, be it a passion, a project, or a goal, helps keep your mind sharp, your emotions balanced, and your life truly fulfilling. It's what draws you into the action, instead of just sitting back and observing. Imagine a guy named George, who's a 70-year-old retired engineer. When he stepped away from the workforce, he felt a wave of excitement wash over him as he looked forward to finally kicking back and relaxing. After a few months, he began to feel a bit restless, as if something was just not quite right. His days seemed a bit hollow. His kids would drop by from time to time, but they were busy with their own lives. That's when he made the choice to step up. He began volunteering at a nearby school, showing young kids how to create and build things. Before long, he found a new reason to rise each morning, something that made him feel appreciated, helpful, and connected to life. Your sense of purpose doesn't always need to stem from your job. It can be anything that brings you joy and makes you feel alive. Whether it's learning something new, mentoring others, tending to a garden, painting, traveling, or simply setting personal goals for yourself. It's all about engaging in activities that spark joy and keep your mind and emotions lively. If you've been thinking that your best days are in the rearview mirror, it's time to shift that perspective. Your purpose doesn't fade away as you grow older. It transforms and grows with you. The more you focus on discovering meaning in your everyday life, the less you'll depend on others for your happiness. At the end of the day, the best support you can have isn't someone holding your hand. It's the fire within you that keeps driving you forward. If you're still with me in this video and enjoying these insights, drop a comment with the number 4 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do so. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you won't miss any of our videos. Your support allows us to keep making great content that informs and inspires you. All right, let's keep going. Pillar 5 is all about your emotional resilience. Life has a knack for throwing challenges your way, regardless of your age. Once you hit 60, the challenges keep coming, but they take on a different shape. Friendships can drift apart. Loved ones may leave us. Health challenges can come up, and at times, life can feel a bit lonelier than it once did. The reality is, regardless of the support you receive from those around you, the most dependable source of strength will always be found within yourself. Your knack for adapting, handling emotions, and discovering peace during tough times is what propels you onward, even when things don't turn out quite as you thought they would. Many folks depend on their family as their go-to emotional support, thinking that their kids, siblings, or other relatives will always be there to lend a comforting hand. But the truth is, everyone has their own struggles to face. They may not always have the time or energy to provide the emotional support you're looking for. That's why developing emotional resilience is really important. It helps you discover the strength that lies within you rather than always looking for it in others. Meet Helen, a 75-year-old woman who faced the heart-wrenching loss of her husband after sharing 40 beautiful years of marriage. Initially, she turned to her children for emotional support, but as time went on, she came to understand that although They loved her dearly. They also had their own families and responsibilities to juggle. She realized she couldn't count on them to fill the emptiness she felt within. Rather than allowing grief to take over, she chose to work on building her emotional strength. She became part of a support group, began journaling, and made it a habit to express daily gratitude. As time went on, she stumbled upon something truly powerful. She didn't need anyone else to mend her sadness. She found the strength to heal by herself. Emotional resilience isn't about hiding your feelings or acting tough all the time. It's all about recognizing the pain, working through it in a positive manner, and building those coping skills that help you handle life's roller coaster with ease. It's all about finding those outlets, be it writing, meditation, therapy, or just some good old self-reflection that help you discover peace within yourself rather than relying on others to give it to you. Whatever challenges life brings, your strength to stand on your own will always be one of your most valuable sources of support. The more you build your emotional resilience, the less you'll find yourself relying on others to feel complete. At the end of the day, the one person who will always stand by you through every challenge and every victory is yourself. Pillar 6 is all about your ability to adapt. When it comes to life after 60, one thing is for sure: everything is always changing. People evolve, situations transform, and the things you once relied on might not be as dependable as they once were. To truly thrive in this stage of life, it's all about letting go of the past and embracing your ability to adapt. People who find aging particularly challenging are often those who resist change, holding on too tightly to the past instead of welcoming the present. Those who learn to adapt, keep an open mind, and embrace new opportunities often discover joy and fulfillment, regardless of what life throws their way. It's a common belief that once folks hit a certain age, they become pretty set in their ways. However, that way of thinking can lead to some risky situations. It might hold you back from finding new opportunities, connecting with new people, and discovering things that could really enhance your life. Being adaptable goes beyond just accepting change. It's about seeking out opportunities to grow alongside it. Take Frank, for instance. He's a 78-year-old guy who has always leaned on face-to-face friendships to keep in touch. When a lot of his friends moved away or sadly passed on, he first felt a bit lost. He thought to himself, "I suppose this is just part of getting older." But then, rather than giving in to loneliness, he chose to embrace change. He figured out how to use video calls to keep in touch with family far away, joined an online history discussion group, and even made a couple of new friends along the way. Rather than letting change get the best of him, he embraced it and grew alongside it. Those who flourish after turning 60 aren't always the ones with the biggest resources or the most robust support networks. They are the ones who won't settle for the status quo, who keep their curiosity alive, and who discover ways to adapt, no matter what challenges life brings their way. When one door closes, they seek out another one. When a relationship evolves, they discover fresh ways to bond. If something isn't working anymore, they're open to giving something new a shot. Your ability to adapt stands as one of the strongest foundations of support you'll ever possess. It helps you move through life with strength, hope, and self-assurance. When you start to welcome change rather than shy away from it, you'll find that it feels less like a loss and more like an opportunity. Each phase of life brings its own unique gifts to discover. If you're still with me and finding these insights useful, go ahead and type 6 in the comments below to let me know you're tuning in. Your support means the world to me and keeps me going in creating content that truly resonates with you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss any of our videos. Your support allows us to keep bringing you great content that informs and inspires. Wrapping things up, Pranaraj Vandaman. Turning 60 and stepping into the years beyond is a chapter filled with both insights and hurdles. While family will always have a special spot in your heart, the truth is that the most dependable support you'll ever find isn't in other people. Your foundation is where it all begins. Your financial stability means you can stand on your own 2 feet without needing to depend on anyone else to make ends meet. Your physical health plays a crucial role in your ability to enjoy freedom and independence. Your friends and family keep you linked, involved, and feeling good inside. Your sense of purpose brings meaning and direction to your life, regardless of how old you are. Your emotional resilience helps you stand strong against the challenges life throws your way. Your knack for adapting helps you flourish, even when things take an unexpected turn. With these 6 pillars in place, you'll always feel a sense of connection. You won't ever need to plead for help, feel powerless during tough times, or rely on someone else to come to your rescue. True stability doesn't come from relying on others to be there for you. It comes from the confidence that you are ready to face whatever life throws at you with strength. We really appreciate you being here with us today. We're eager to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us one thing you learned today and how you plan to put it into action in your life. We really value your thoughts, so feel free to share them with us. Your comments really inspire and motivate us. If you liked this video and found it useful, we'd really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Your support allows us to keep bringing you great content that informs and inspires. We appreciate you tuning in, and we can't wait to catch you in the next video.